Ready, intro.
Okay. Let's do this. Hello and welcome back to the world's #1 video podcast about this build that I wrote as a 14-year-old about two crime-fighting ninjas who are based on myself and my ninja friend here, MC, as we battle the forces of the undead and various other creatures of the night and other two ninjas, and to be honest, just spend most of our time being dicks to our friends. That seems to be a common theme in this series. In the last episode, the two ninjas were on two separate quests. MC was trying to find some prophecies in a really dark cave whilst making lots of sexual innuendos, and Chip was basically emotionally abusing Jay.
Yeah, and also intentionally leaving his friends in danger so he could beat Jay at pool.
Yes, that is actually, maybe, don't know, a plot point for future episodes. We'll just see.
Or you just sort of retconned it afterwards. It was like, oh yeah, Jay's being a dick. Oh, Chip's being a dick. I should justify that.
Let's find out what's going to happen in Prophesy Ninja Part 2. That makes 9-0, proclaimed Chip. So we're picking off here where we left off, and Chip and Jay were playing pool on the pool table that Jay had bought Chip for saving his life, which Chip was then a dick about, funnily enough.
And possibly asked him what he was going to buy next time he saved his life, with the possible undertone that if it wasn't anything good, he wouldn't bother.
Yes. Oh, what a lovely relationship they have. Jay was beginning to wish he hadn't brought this stupid pool table. Chip was just about to challenge him to another game when MC and Louise burst through the front door of the mansion. They were carrying a fairly large wooden chest that might have been gold at one point, but needed a good clean-up.
You found the chest,
said Jay. You've got a pool table, replied Louise. As if by magic, Shinra Khan appeared. Yay, drink. He was smiling. Have you ever seen Shinra Khan smile?
I don't know. Maybe he smiles when he appears?
Maybe.
I didn't say it.
He was smiling, very pleased that MC and Louise had done so well.
I gather your mission was successful,
he said.
It was nothing,
MC said, looking at Louise. MC pulled the padlock away from the chest and opened it up. Everyone stood around it, wondering what was inside. Jay was a bit disappointed when all that was discovered was a few pieces of paper. I guess he was hoping for money and Slipknot.
The only things he knows about.
Chip lifted it out and placed it onto the coffee table in the hall. Why did he take it out of the living room into the hallway? Well, why is there a coffee table in the hall? That's not very good feng shui.
Isn't that where you sit and have your coffee in the hall, just sort of looking awkwardly at the front door?
Shinra Khan said he would get to work translating the prophecies, spelt correctly this time, straight away.
Oh, it translates from prophecies into prophesies.
Oh. As the others crowded around the brand new pool table, the chest started to rumble. Okay. Suddenly, a huge beast with red skin and wicked-looking horns jumped out and headed for the gang. Is this like a beast that would fit into the chest, or has it come out and got bigger?
Well, was it a really big chest?
Oh, maybe, yeah. MC snapped the cue he was holding in half and stuck the pointy end into the creature's throat. It disappeared almost immediately, much like the creature he fought or had sex with in the cave before.
It's the same thing for MC. He doesn't know the difference.
Chip and Louise looked puzzled, and Jay just sobbed for his pool cue.
And they laughed at his tears.
And they slapped him and kicked him in the balls. A few hours later, and the guys had got on board with Paul. Shinra Khan was still busy translating. He hadn't stopped.
I like to think they should just break the pool table. I'm bored of it now. Smash! Fuck you,
Set
Jay.
it on fire.
I want to play pool. Jay, buy another one.
Or I won't save your life. A few hours later, and the guys had got on board with Paul. Shinra Khan was still busy translating. He hadn't stopped. MC, Chip, Louise and Jay had all contemplated leaving him to it, but Shinra Khan was insistent that they all stay in case he discovered the part that referred to the current state of the Kukla. They're all like teenagers, aren't they? Like, oh, I don't want to translate this ancient prophecies. I want to go out and play pool. God.
I mean, no disrespect intended to Joss Whedon, but it is based on Buffy, which is angsty, moody teenagers.
True. Shinno-kan is the Giles in this situation.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I might have actually nicked that. That wouldn't surprise me. Suddenly, Shinno-kan called them over. They gathered round and he told them he had found the correct passage. He explained what the ancient language said.
In the 20...
Sorry, need to be more racist.
In the 21st century of Ku-Claw ninjas, there will be a disturbance in the balance, as one ninja will fall to the underworld and die in the call of duty.
It's okay, a bit Star Wars, I guess. And also die in the call of duty.
I like also that it's not normally, you know, prophecy would be a bit more vague in the language, like fall or something like that. Instead, like, no, he dead.
Yeah, and yeah, this is like one of the two ninjas. They go and die.
Although perhaps it's oh no, it's Ku-Claw ninjas. I was thinking maybe it could be Jack and Lee, but
don't fucking spoil it for fuck's sake.
Sorry, this is becoming a habit.
Just be like all the fans. Go and discuss it in the forums after you've had the episode.
I don't. The thing is, though, I don't know which set of forums to join because there's just so many forums discussing Tomuraigassen.
Most of them are Rule 34 anyway.
Exactly.
It all fell silent. No one knew what to say. Even the incredibly wise Shinno-kan. What could you say to MC and Chip? One of them was prophesized to die. How could you say something that sounded comforting and yet not patronizing?
What?
MC tried.
How does it say when?
Shinno-kan ran his finger on the sentence he read and the bit after.
Okay.
No, it speaks only of the death.
Louise was visibly upset. She tried to hold back her tears. She had been in the presence of these men for around 9 months and had loved her time as secretary come kidnappee. It sounds like a lovely time being reduced to a secretary and being kidnapped.
Well, sort of like kidnappy.
She didn't see fair that one of her friends had to be taken from her because a rotten old piece of paper said so. Jay was stunned. He also had become part of the team in the past few months. Well, not really, with no dicks to him. And, although he wouldn't admit it, he'd happily give up all of his money to stay there.
But,
which he kind of is anyway.
I mean, if he did give up all of his money, though, he'd just get booted out, clearly, because they'd be like, oh, you're poor now, Jay, you can fuck off then.
Fuck off, get out. Chip was surprisingly calm. The emotion on his face hadn't changed since he'd been told that either him or MC would die. It fell silent again. A few minutes later, and Chip spoke, if only to break the silence. Well, we all gotta go sometime. Bit of a downbeat, yeah, we've got a bit downbeat here.
Wow. Quick, somebody did have a double entendre, like an implied hand
Someone go
job.
get some sugar, quickly. Jay flicked through the television channels, but couldn't anything good on. Although the porn didn't usually start till 9 PM. Why? Porn doesn't start at 9 PM. That's way too early for porn, apparently, so I'm told.
It's Japanese porn, though, so it's like...
Oh, true, it's like children's hour.
Exactly, it's the hentai, you know.
Him and Louise were sitting in the living room, waiting for MC Chip and Shinno-kan to come out of the kitchen. It was the ninja's dead master that had requested a moment to speak with MC and Chip. He wanted a chance to assure his ninjas that he would do all he could to prevent the prophecy from happening. Sorry, the prophecy from happening. How long have they been in there now? Louise said, looking at her watch, but apparently can't tell the time.
I don't know,
replied Jay.
Don't keep worrying about it.
What do you mean, don't keep worrying? MC or Chip will die, and there's nothing we can do about it. Jay hadn't really thought about it until now.
I guess I've been trying to ignore it,
he thought. He went over and sat by Louise. Despite being loud, insensitive, and over the top mostly all of the time, Jay did have a caring side. He put his arm round Louise and they sat in silence, awaiting for MC Chip and Shinno-kan to return.
Another layer to Jay's character. He's rich, he likes Slipknot, he's loud and insensitive and over the top. Sometimes he's nice.
About an hour later, an MC and Chip stepped into the living room. MC slumped down in the settee while Chip stood. "Do you want the good news or the bad news?" he asked.
"There's good news?"
queried Jay. "Actually no," said Chip. "One of the ninjas will die as it was written." "There has to be a way to stop it," said Louise. MC answered.
"No. Shinno-kan has spoken to the elders of the Ku Klor, and they confirmed that what the scroll says goes."
"Hang on. Who the fuck are the elders of the Ku Klor? Is this something that's come up before?"
"I really don't think so."
Okay. There's elders of the Ku Klor now?
Apparently, even older than the 100-year-old dead ghost or whatever.
Okay, cool. Just filling that out. Just filling it out.
World building.
Not for the first time in the day, the mansion fell quiet. Finally, Chip couldn't stand it. He got up, grabbed his coat, and hurried out of the front door. MC chased after his friend.
"Chip, way up!"
After they'd gone, Jay and Louise both wondered what it would be like without one of their friends. Neither could imagine it.
I'm actually a little bit legit upset at the thought of you dying now. This episode is doing a number on me.
I'm upset about the thought of me dying. Jesus. Chip didn't stop, even though he could hear MC calling from behind. He opened the front door and walked through it. The rain was pouring down. Drama! But MC still followed.
I know this seems to be getting increasingly romantic now. Like MC's going to grab him, whirl him around, and kiss him in the rain.
Eventually, he caught Chip up just before he jumped in Jay's car and grabbed his arm. You're right, it is going to get romantic.
Where the hell are you going?
He asked. "I'm going away to enjoy life. After all, I might not have long left." The rain was coming down hard now, and both ninjas struggled to see the other as their eyes became filled with water. Maybe they should do a thing called blinking.
What's happened to you lately, man? You've lost sight of the mission.
"Well, now the mission is going to kill me," replied Chip.
You've got a 50-50 chance of surviving this thing like I have, but you don't see me acting like a complete bastard.
MC was getting agitated. "Oh, that's what I'm doing, is it? Well, excuse me if a little death spoils my spirits." MC's fists tightened. Oh, he's only got one. We established that the last time. MC's fist tightened, and Chip noticed this. "Sorry, hit a nerve, did I?" he asked sarcastically. MC didn't answer, so Chip continued. "Come on then, Mr. Tough Guy. Take your best shot. I dare you."
You want me to hit you, Chip? Put you out of your misery, huh? Then come get some.
The Evil Dead reference. MC and Chip engaged in combat, but not what you'd expect from two skillfully trained ninjas. This was a pure street fight. They went at it in the cold and wet, throwing... Should just put a full stop there. Yeah. They went at it in the cold and wet, throwing wild punches and kicks. Chip received a cut just over his left eye, while MC could feel his rins being bruised from the numerous kicks.
Not his rins. MC has really delicate rins.
"Oh, I'm really sorry for kicking you in the rins."
I was going at it with Chip in the cold and wet last night, and my rins are so sore.
Enough!
Commanded a strong voice. It was Shinno-kan.
What is going on?
MC and Chip stopped fighting, at least in the physical sense of the word. Can you have a physical sense of word?
I've read that.
Sure. MC and Chip stopped fighting, at least in the physical sense of the word, and turned to their mental. It was still raining, drama, and both ninjas were soaked to the bone. Shinno-kan remained dry, however, his ghost-like form not absorbing the rain. Really necessary detail that I've just put in there.
Would have assumed.
He started down at MC and Chip. Fury itched across his face. Maybe he should scratch it. He wanted them to stop fighting, but he knew what was coming. He looked along the horizon and saw a man approaching. MC and Chip looked as well. They too saw what looked like a homeless man walking toward them. As he got closer, they saw it was Lee, but he looked different. His eyes sagged with sorrow, his clothes torn and dirty, and his posture was one of a broken man.
"Get inside now!" instructed
Shinno-kan. We should point out this is Lee, one of the other evil ninjas who had teamed up with Jack, the other evil ninja, but now he's homeless, apparently, and just after some spare change.
You spare a ninja sword, mister?
You got any ninja change? He's also a character from Oliver Twist now, apparently. MC walked inside the mansion, but Chip went over to his master. He wanted to give in to the hate and fear, to confess to his teacher all that he felt inside, and above all else, say he was sorry.
Now is not the time,
said Shinno Khan.
Go inside. We have more important things to consider.
Chip obeyed and went inside. He was closely followed by Shinno Khan and then by Lee. The four stood inside the large hall of the mansion with the coffee table. Louise and Jay quickly joined them.
We have a decisive and hard battle ahead of us,
stated Shinno Khan.
One we may not all survive.
To be continued. ... Wow.
Well, Chip and MC made out in the rain.
That's all that matters. Goodbye, folks. See you next week.
And Jay knows when porn starts on Japanese TV.
If you compare, so we split this episode 9 into two parts, part 1 and part 2. If you listen to those two episodes back to back, part 1 of this is really sort of mundane and there's some innuendo. Episode 2 is, oh yeah, one of them's going to die, let's have a fight in the rain.
There is a tone change, definitely. Yeah, it starts off with double innuendos. It was just like dick joke, dick joke, dick joke, Chip being grumpy.
abuse Jay, dick joke.
And then it's like death, misery,
death,
betrayal,
emo, fighting, rain, homeless, coffee table.
It's the coffee table that's the most tragic because it's in the hall.
I like to think that the end shot of this episode would be all of them just going into the living room, the camera pans back and the coffee table's just there.
Crying. I don't know how a coffee table cries.
Yeah. Just dripping coffee drips off the top of it. Well, we have one episode left of season 1, and that will come next week. And that episode is called, if I can find it, yes, there it is, episode 10, Battle for the Ages, where one ninja may die.
Also, it won't be one episode, it will be several episodes because we'll split it up into several.
Yes, that's right. But this way is much more dramatic.
Fair enough.
See you next week for more coffee tables.